Evening, everyone. I'm Professor McCoy. Welcome back to Mass Effect Andromeda. How's everyone doing? Ooh. Right. So, back right into things. There is a small chance that we will finish this game tonight, but it's a very small chance. If I recall correctly, there is still quite a bit to do. Before we actually do the sort of end game sequence, but we'll see. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how far we go. We might actually, like I said, finish tonight. We'll see. We are getting rather close to the end of things. We did last week. We just wrapped up finding the not actually Meridian. The Pictocera, called the Remnant City. Oh, music stuff. All right. Okay. So we have a bunch of side quests to do. Well, not too many side quests. We have a few. After the hero, we have to talk to our reporter friend. Not those. These are all sort of multiple collection quests. So that next two. Not bother with that one. And then we'll talk to Subi. We might actually finish this. I don't know. Let's see. Let's swing by the Nexus first. If we do finish, then cool, great, no problem. It's certainly been a good run. I've certainly enjoyed the game. I think it has been. I think that this game is unfairly maligned. Like I've kept saying. Oh, hey, a bunch of new areas opened up. I mean, I think they are just. Yeah, they are just systems to explore. So well, let's go ahead and do the. Let's go do the sort of southern side towards the Nexus, and then we'll do the northern side. Actually, no, you know what? No, let's go do it the other way for some reason, because Havara was down there and sort of cluster south. We'll do the northern few plan while we chat at the beginning.
Rumor has it this is quite the lawless region. No place to get stranded.
Stranded? Why would you even bring that up?
I mean, it's something to worry about, you know. Certain one might have. Anyway. Right. So yeah, this weekend or so, Barbenheimer dropped, the cinematic event of the year, I suppose. I've seen neither of them. I have not been to a movie theater since Avengers Endgame, and I don't know if or when I'll go back. It might be a while. I'm okay with it. I don't know if I'll wind up seeing either one. Barbie almost certainly not. I know the meme. I'm aware of the memes, even the newly developed, evolved memes. But also, it's not what we all think expected. And even Oppenheimer, I don't know. It seems relatively artistically done and all that from everything I've heard. But then also, first of all, the 20th century is not a period of history I'm particularly interested in. It's far too close to home. It's far too recent. Far too recent for my real interest. There are still people alive from when the movie takes place, and so I'm not interested. as far as sort of messaging goes for both of them, we were unpleasantly surprised, I think, by a pair of subversive communist
picking up
subplots
something.
or plots, really. Barbie case. Power is adapted bizarrely to the Scourge. For about a third of its orbital period, the Scourge's effect permits plant life to flourish. All other times, Power boils over to a sun. Interesting. So, for a third of its 162.9 year orbital period, so for 50, 60 years at a time, plant life flourishes, and then it just gets blasted away and boiled. That's got to be strange plant life that has a 60-year life cycle and then a 100-year dormant cycle. Interesting.
Probes launched.
Fascinating.
Tracking a huge mineral deposit.
Okay. Iron deposit. Cool planet. Potentially interesting. Fixable, even, perhaps, if we manage to get Meridian active. Anyway, so we all presumably heard about Barbie, at least. So I'll address that first, briefly. That, the whole movie is basically a third wave feminist's fever dream. And I mean third wave meaning like back in the day, early 2010s kind of third wave feminist.
Anomaly on sensors.
Their crazy fever dream about what the real world is like. Their
Deploying
comparison of the sort of matriarchal Barbie society, Barbie land. Which is, I don't know, it feels, well, in addition to just being, obviously a heinous ideology, heinous, disgusting, and hateful ideology, because of its outright hatred of men in society, it's also, it seems oddly outdated.
Not many other ships would venture out this far.
It's our job to be first.
Like, if they hadn't had the sort of token trans Barbie, I almost would have expected
Anomaly
accusations of like it being turfy,
Getting
whatever,
a scan.
trans-inclusionary radical feminist, because it's that generation of feminism, that sort of radical femme, rad femme, 2010-ish kind of school of thought, really. The ultimate girl boss thing. I don't know. That seems to be the kind of that remnant ship, a remnant fighter, impaled and little Scourge. Yeah, honestly, I'm a little bit surprised I haven't yet heard of accusations of perfism surrounding Barbie. And so that is, I mean, kind of to be expected. Now, that said, I do like the sort of meme development, which happens a lot these days, it feels like, where right-wingers or meninists or more traditional types or whatever, or Ryan Gosling fans, take this piece of wacky leftist media and completely reinterpret it for our own purposes and identify with Ken, who is strictly speaking the antagonist, and still just say Ken is literally me and all that. I kind of like that reinterpretive framework. I think it's a great way of approaching subversive pieces of literature like that, where you take the intended message and you just turn it back on its head, which I think, taken from that perspective, with Ken as the sort of downtrodden upstart hero, Earth-like, but it's incredibly heavy gravity, crushing atmosphere, make colonization long shot. Ooh, 64 atmospheric pressures and 4 degrees Celsius. It doesn't have a gravity. Huh. List gravity, but man, 64 atmospheric pressures. I mean, Elcor maybe? Maybe Elcor someday when they get here. Yeah, I do think that is a good way of fighting them on the meme battlefield, because we're better at that. In part because we have the truth behind us, but in part because we're funny. Yeah, I think that there's an approach there that can work. Is that a ring? Yeah, that's a ring. Very cool. Inhabited by simple herds of methane breathers struggling to find shelter against the cold. Maybe scourge effects that have pushed these creatures to near extinction. Yeah, I do think that there is potential to sort of reinterpret Ken as another. I think the best example of this sort of thing, of broadly speaking, the right co-opting the left's sort of lampoons of us.
Anomaly on sensors.
Is basically the Chad Yes meme.
Tracking a huge mineral deposit.
And maybe the best concrete example is probably something I played on this channel, being Far Cry 5, and the absolutely incredible cult songs that they have, like "Keep Your Rifle by Your Side" and what's the Great Collapse? I think is the other one. Whatever the other one is. These songs that are just
Keep an eye on those
excellent.
sensors.
I always do.
And even
I know,
sort of
it's just-
ideologically
This is a dicey sector. Better to be ready.
spot on.
picking
Especially
up
funny
something.
given that they were intended to sort of lampoon and point out flaws in what they see as a caricature of rightist ideology,
Detecting what's left of a ship.
where we can just sort of embrace things like keep your rifle by your side and things like that. I love it. I love that approach. I think that's a really good approach. I think it's a really useful approach, and I think it's an approach that is it's especially funny because it just shows that their sort of lack of understanding of us that they see as enemies. Okay, so anyway, that's something. That's Barbie. I don't plan on seeing it. I'm not a review channel or anything like that. And it's outside of my area of interest anyway. Obviously, looking at the previews and things from the trailers and everything I was hearing about it before, it actually looked like it could have been really funny as a kind of fish out of water comedy. That's just like
Deploying probe.
outlandishly technicolor, which really I enjoy both of those things. I love fish out of water comedies. I love the wildly bright colored aesthetic, that sort of thing, the sort of neon aesthetic, being a child of the 90s. I love a lot of this stuff. So I thought there would be a lot of potential there, but hearing the actual plot of it would not be less interested at this point. But anyway, those are my my obviously non-expert, not even particularly experienced thoughts on the matter, just because again I haven't seen the movie and I don't really plan to, but from what I've been hearing, I like the meme war and how the meme war is being conducted currently. As far as Oppenheimer goes, I've been hearing some good things and some mixed things. One thing that I think hasn't been pointed out enough, but has been pointed out enough for me to know about it. I haven't seen this. I have not seen it yet, so maybe I'm off on my characterization thing. But let's add Morgoth for a second. But I like I said, I could be off on my characterization of Oppenheimer. But the third act, after the bomb test and everything, that seems to go into excuse me, the sort of McCarthyist communist hunting stuff, where Oppenheimer gets accused of collusion with communist sympathizers and things like that, which I don't know how accurate that is historically. Again, like I said, 20 centuries outside my area of both expertise and interest. But it does, I think, far too typically portray the sort of McCarthyist anti-communists, broadly speaking, as the bad guys, as the irrational, hateful, unthinking, brutish persecutors of our brilliant hero scientist, Oppenheimer. Which, I mean, typical, but that's silly, really. And I do know enough of the 20th century to know enough about some of the history of communism in the United States, and I the anti-communist movement in that roughly in that time in the early Cold War, I don't think that it has this terrible reputation of being wildly excessive, and that's absolutely the opposite of the case. That communism infiltration, particularly communist infiltration, was and even is a serious threat, and I don't think we did enough about it, because I mean, look at our society today. That a lot of our major institutions have been infiltrated in a sort of Gramsciite manner. So if you haven't seen it, I recommend Razor Fist's video on McCarthyism. I believe it's the one called "Hollywood Was Always Red." I think that's the one that I'm thinking of. But Razor Fist did an excellent extended examination of how we should really look at the sort of, call it Red Scare, call it the McCarthy hearings, or the House Un-American Activities Committee, or all of that, and ultimately as well about the communist infiltration of a lot of American institutions throughout the sort of middle of the 20th century. And I think that Oppenheimer, from what I've heard, has a dangerous amount of villainization of the anti-communists. So I think that's something quite disappointing. And I mean, from what I've heard as well, if they had just if they had just chopped off the last act of the film, from what I've heard, it probably would have been at least as good, maybe better anyway, just because it did not need to be that long. Because, Christopher Nolan, he does things. Anyway, I don't know. I'm not one to judge pacing in films. I absolutely adore ponderously slow-paced media. So I'm a bad judge of these things. I thought Andor was perfectly swift. Didn't think it dragged even slightly, even first watch through, so maybe I'm not a great judge of such things. Meanwhile, I thought that this is a hot take. I think that Empire Strikes Back is paced too slowly.
You're back.
My arrest was a clerical error.
Ooh.
Translation, our heroic Pathfinder took an interest, and now you're bad PR. Truth hurts. A Pathfinder can handle the dangers out there. For us ordinary people, it's too much.
And I'm so glad that Asari
finish the
mod kicked in.
documentary, take
She
a
looks so much
stand for
better.
what matters. But what is that? What's best for the initiative?
People deserve the truth. Today and 1,000 years from now. Let's give it to them.
Okay, have your Sam give me everything it recorded in that remnant city. I'll give them raw footage, uncompromising every challenge we need to overcome. Thanks, Ryder, for everything.
Can I do that? Am I allowed to do that? I mean, I love it, but I'm surprised I'm allowed to do that. I mean, I'm the Pathfinder. I can do whatever the hell I want. What are they going to do to stop me? But, man, that's... I will also say that's very bold of Carrie as well. Let me see. Sell the salvage. Mod slot extension. Kinetic coil. Kinetic coils, man. Need kinetic coils. Always need kinetic coils. Alright, now. What's next? Let's go meet on Havarl with our Solarian sketchy people. All right.
Oh, Gil wanted you to check in.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Pathfinder, you have new email.
No, I don't. I just looked. Oh, hey. You ever play Fire-Breathing Thresher Maws of Doom? Heck of a game. Vetra somehow scared me up a copy. Maybe a Vortex will play. Oh, Vortex is on the Nexus, isn't it? All right, well, we'll do that. I'm gonna go talk to Gil first, and I'll jump back onto the Nexus.
You said,
I missed an email from Cora.
Doc, I'm missing 3 lungs.
How dare I do such a thing?
Who gives a shit about protein?
Missing 3 lungs! Oh my god!
So my buddy Jill, who, by the way, can't stop singing your praises, wants to have a baby. And, stop me if you've heard this one before, she asked me if I'd father it.
Great! Go for it, dude!
Wow. That's huge. Right? What the hell are you going to do? I don't know. I'm still in the freaking out phase. Would it be totally crazy if I said yes?
I love this plotline so much.
I don't think it's crazy. I mean, we're already family. I get her, she gets me, and we support each other unconditionally.
Wanting to give someone what they want most in the world is love, Gil.
I hear you. And you know I've been thinking about it, Ryder. Becoming a dad. I don't want to just be a donor. Bringing a kid into the world wouldn't be enough for me. I'd want to raise the child with Jill.
Sounds like you know what you want.
Yeah. It's funny, you can think until you're blue in the face. Sometimes you just gotta trust your gut.
I'm very happy for you, Gil. For both of you.
Thanks, Ryder. Or should I say, Uncle Pathfinder.
Hell yeah. We did it. We turned him. I absolutely love that the major gay character in this game
To handle space debris, the stealth drive.
is the one who you can convince to become a father in more or less the traditional way. More or
Ryder.
less.
What are we going to do if Meridian isn't what we expect?
What do you mean?
What if it isn't where it's supposed to be? Or it doesn't work the way we think it does?
Let's not worry about things we don't know yet.
It's just we never really know what we're going to get with this remnant stuff. I've been going back and forth. Glee 1 second, worry the next. If it sounds too good to be true, it usually is. Learn that the hard way.
We still have to try. We still have to hope.
You're right. Of course you're right. We didn't give up to the worst of it, and we're not going to start now. Whatever happens, let's try to have fun doing it.
Haven't we so far?
2 galaxies worth.
Yeah, I love that because now there's actually something really deep about this too, about Jill, that it's not just the ha 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 we turned the gay guy. I mean, yes, great, cool, wonderful, but it's also something about this that it's not. I think that it is. That looking at it this way, that this kind of a change is not so much a sort of fixing or a reform or or even a change in what you would call a sexual orientation. Because I think I don't think he would be, erotically attracted to Jill. I don't think, at least from what I can tell, and I don't think that I think he would still, probably call himself gay. But what happens here is that he found something more meaningful that transcends any of that. He found love. Not Eros love, but something more like agape, more like caritas, love, that in the full sense, fully giving of oneself to the other, and it no longer being about mutual self gratification or anything like that. And the love that he knows now he has for his best friend Jill is, I think, sufficient, really, for starting a family. And that is beautiful for one, but also I think a really good approach to how we should overcome our disordered temptations or our desires or whatever. Not by just trying desperately to wrangle the temptations and the desires that we might have to get rid of them or to turn them towards something else, but to find something good that supplants them, transcends them, to overcome that, not by just getting rid of it, but by finding something higher, something better, a higher calling, something more close to how and who we ought to be. I think that this is just brilliant. And it's very unexpected coming from this game, coming from, any modern media, let alone like late 2010s BioWare. I love it. Love it. Absolutely love it.
Glad you came by.
Nothing. Okay.
See you later, Cora.
I knew.
Stay safe.
No, don't. Be well. More importantly, be good.
It's my night off.
Okay.
Just checking in. What are you reading?
Harry's latest report on Sarah. She's restless, but on the mend.
So you're not really taking the night off.
Work-life balance has never been my strong suit.
You're in a new galaxy. Perfect time to change old habits.
If only it were that simple. How do you do it? Be both Scott and the Pathfinder.
I don't really think about the Pathfinder thing when it comes to friends, family.
Cora?
Sure, I have a responsibility to them, but I don't let it define me. Or our relationship.
Sometimes, just sometimes, real wisdom comes out of that thick skull of yours.
A compliment? I'll take it. Wait. You're psychoanalyzing me.
Again.
Always.
I mean, to be fair, it is her job. Occupational hazard and all that. All right. Let's go meet up with Drac on Gadara. Then we will go
Extremely
to
quick thinking
Var.
for a human. You saw the perfect drop zone just in time.
Well, we humans get lucky sometimes.
I'm glad to have that kind of luck on my flight deck.
Oh, not on Gadara. Here, it's on the Nexus. Where did I drop out of FTL from? What the hell? I get it. I know there is only one animation for taking off and departing, but it's one of those things where I think it's almost. I mean, it's a really common thing for a lot of games where you have like a hero ship like this, but it's an annoyance nonetheless, at least to me, that there's no real way to be in the ship on planet, on any given planet, even though it would kind of make sense to. If you want to hop onto your ship, you have to like leave and come back to the planet.
You're back. People happen when you work at a bar.
Got you there, Dutch.
I'd have to get used to you too, I guess. Fine. You can be a regular. What's your name?
Scott.
I'm Dutch. That's Anan over there. Be careful. The snark is strong with that one.
I'll be careful.
I was being careful. Look where it got me.
A station bartender with people offering help all the time.
They just want free drinks.
That too.
You'd think people would reconsider picking on the guy making the drinks, but no. Speaking of, wanna try this one? I'm going to call it the Tall Moose.
Why? Interesting. Whole moose.
Things are tense around the pub. But not like that first 14 months, thanks to us. I think they raised the drink prices though. Bastards.
One villain at a time, Liam.
Priorities, Pathfinder.
Did I find any more ingredients to give you, or?
Oh, I mean, hello. Welcome to my lab. Bar. Whatever.
Oh, Dutch. Look at you, getting all used to things.
Things are fine. It's people I don't like. They talk back.
They can't talk if they're busy drinking.
That's just brilliant. I can do that. Wait. You're messing with me, aren't you?
I would never.
Right. Here. Have a drink. Rotten scoundrel.
Hey now.
The drink. Not you.
He's not good at naming drinks. Not.
Drinks are fizzing tonight.
The others aren't here yet, but it shouldn't be long.
The others?
Cash and Vorn. If we're gonna teach you Krogan games, we're gonna need more Krogan.
Vorn doesn't bug you as much as you pretend he does. Huh.
Yeah, don't tell anyone. He's
Especially
smart,
him.
real handy with plans, kept the colony alive and going after we left the Nexus. Kesh made a good choice there. Not that I had any say in the matter.
So, fire-breathing Thresher Maws of Doom.
That's right. Pretty basic game. First one Krogan kids usually play.
I've seen vids, and I know Thresher Maws are damn huge, but fire-breathing Thresher Maws of Doom? That sounds like overkill.
You'll see, it's great.
Right, so, what are the rules?
Kids game, remember? It's simple. Burn down all the other pieces on the map. You win.
Wait, burn down, as in actual fire? Or metaphorical fire?
What do you think? I'll load up the mini flamethrowers when the others get here.
Well,
It is a Krogan
at least
game
the table is fireproof.
for Krogan children.
Yeah, just don't hit the drinks. Bartender will have a fit.
Oh boy.
I don't believe you. You're putting me on.
Oh, Dutch, would I lie to you?
Yes. Yes, you would. Absolutely. Surfing a shuttle as it crash lands on an asteroid. No one's that crazy. Not even you. Right?
Ha! Best landing ever.
I'm deeply disappointed we don't get to see
You're putting me on.
fire-breathing Thresher Maws of Doom. I'm very disappointed. Oh well. We get a fair enough description. That's fine. Alright. Now, let's get out of here. On to Havarl. Alright. Speaking of, let's get off of here onto the Tempest. And once again, I'm reminded that the cutscene has to play of actually leaving the station as soon as your feet hit the deck.
Jarl's been asking to talk to you.
Oh. Really? Go see. What he's up to.
I think I could handle it.
Your brains rattle enough.
Come on. One headbutt. We'll keep Lexi on standby.
I'm not condoning any of this.
Oh. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sure you'll be fine, Liam. And if you're not fine, then the rest of us will be.
Did you get my message? Doesn't matter. I have exciting news, and I wanted to tell you in person.
Should I sit down?
Is that another idiom? Or... Yes, of course. Do what you like.
Yeah, it's an idiom that means... Never mind.
I've been offered an advancement in the Resistance, and my own command.
That makes complete sense. Congratulations.
Thank you. My family is very proud, and so am I.
So when did this happen?
Recently. You know that I wasn't satisfied with my position and direction in the Resistance.
Or life.
True. Very true. Yes. After my successes with you, they see me with new eyes. But more importantly, so do I.
So you get your own command?
It's a covert squad, Tech Ops, commanding a small group of elite specialists that infiltrate advanced Ket sites. High danger, high reward.
That's a hard choice to make. I won't stand in your way.
That's kind. It was a hard choice.
Okay then. Should we head back to Aya?
What? Why? I'm not taking the position.
But that's crazy. It's what you wanted.
What I wanted, yes. But not what I needed. Not what I need. With your help, I broke free of expectation. I found my better self.
It's been a pleasure to work with you too.
Funny how chance can change your life in an instant.
I know what you mean.
Your dad would be proud of you, too.
Yeah, hope so.
So, you're stuck with me now. At least until this all plays out. Besides, you need me.
Don't push your luck.
But luck can't be pushed. It comes to us and... idiom.
Yep.
Shit.
You'll get the hang of it, Jal. That's interesting, too. Again, here I am hoping for a sequel. 8 years later. But, 7 years? Whatever. However long ago it was. It's one of those things that I like to see in these games, is where your companions wind up. Where they wind up going, what they wind up doing.
It's just editing a config file. You could probably fix it.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
But yeah, I think that I like the idea that your companions don't just stick around with you forever. They have their lives and they go and do their own thing. And I'd like to see Jal, for example, if there were a sequel, or if there going to be a sequel, or hell, if I need to make a sequel as a tabletop campaign, which I might do someday. I'd like to see Jal as in a resistance cell, as the head of some resistance unit, having some important position somewhere, and you teaming up with him for a little while, or helping him out with something in the next game, that kind of thing.
Anomaly detected.
Rather than him just being a squad mate again. Realistically, I think the same would really apply to all of the squad mates. I'd like to see them all sort of go their own way, do their own thing. Maybe I don't know if all of them, but a bunch of them. They need to see. Be a good thing. I mean, that's the kind of thing that we saw to some degree in the original Mass Effect trilogy.
And
More so
all
in
the
3.
sensors.
More so in 3 than either of the previous.
Probe away. Getting a scan.
Mountain. Temperatures are far cooler deep underground where there seems to be liquid. Cool. 408 Celsius. And that's the outermost planet. Good lord. Anyway, yeah, I think that's one of the cooler aspects, especially of Mass Effect 3. That you go and you see and you interact with some of the old companions especially from Mass Effect 2, and they are doing their own thing. They don't just immediately jump back to join you. Like, Jacob and Miranda never join you again. They don't come back to the party, but you do get to see both of them. You go on a mission involving each of them, and so they are. They're each doing well, and they're each going their own way. And, well, I don't know if Miranda's doing well. She's doing pretty terribly until you help her, but Jacob's doing well. Yeah, I really like seeing that sort of thing. I like that kind of, you see your companions sort of going off and doing things. That's also, you also see that in Dragon Age, to some degree at least, where like, Alistair, if he becomes king, or if he becomes a warden, either way, in 2, and then more so in Inquisition, you keep hearing from him, from various things. You know that these old companions are out there doing their own, whatever it is that they were doing, sort of on that trajectory from where they were when you were companions. Are all of those little bits of Element Zero sort of floating? Element Zero ordinarily forms in the aftermath of the supernova. This pocket appears to be naturally occurring, but the circumstances are wrong. Could the Scourge be a factor? Interesting. Is that implying that the Scourge is manufacturing or producing Element Zero? That could be quite the thing. Quite the breakthrough.
Fascinating to dream about. That was before the kit.
This is a very cool looking system with the accretion disk and everything. It looks like it may be like a young star system or something like that. With the whole accretion disk and everything. Ooh. Excuse me. Ketchup. That's another really cool sci-fi trope, is in a setting
Anomaly detected.
or at least a particular civilization without contact with aliens,
Deploying
or in
probe.
cases where there aren't any.
Getting a scan.
What science fiction and speculation about alien life looks like in an interstellar civilization. The big quarantine recommendation. Pretty interesting. It's basically a megaflora, a linked megaflora. Arid and cold liquid water can be found at underground seas during rare rains. Surface temperature -7°C. Okay, well that's not too bad, assuming that's an average. That could mean liquid water around the equator. multiple Angaran colonies were planned and were founded. I wonder if this could be in some way similar to the Thorian. Potentially interesting there. Very potentially interesting. But yeah, another example of that sort of thing, where there's an interstellar civilization but with no aliens, is Firefly. Firefly is one of the rare sci-fi series where we've got a bunch of humans in space, but with absolutely no aliens. And because of that, there are people, excuse me, sort of both speculating about and then also hoaxing about aliens. And everybody treats it just like we do today. Like, that's silly and outlandish. Of course, there's nothing like aliens. But you live on a spaceship.
I'm picking up something.
You would think that would be the kind of thing that you would be like, I wonder if there's aliens elsewhere. Guess not.
Probe away. Detecting what's left of a ship.
That probe. Yeah, that's the same really applies to the Angara, at least pre first contact with that. Yeah, the whole the Thorian thing and that plant organism from another planet reminded me of one thing that I threw into my Mass Effect tabletop game. So I invented this I completely invented from whole cloth an advanced civilization. Advanced not by Mass Effect standards, but advanced by our standards. Like they have Element Zero, they have some Mass Effect technology. They can use Element Zero. They can employ Mass Effect fields and things like that. So they are a spacefaring civilization, but they haven't gone past their home system because they haven't cracked faster than light travel. Because there were no Prothean or other precursor like prior cycle ruins for them to find. So they never really cracked FTL. They can go to extremely high velocities by reducing the mass of their ships, but they can't crack the lightspeed barrier. Because they can't crack the lightspeed barrier, they're very limited as to how far they can realistically travel, and so they can move around their own system, but that's it. They don't go beyond their system. Also, I had them be relatively isolated, and so they my player characters only really they only happened across them because their ship had an emergency in between star clusters, and they needed to find the nearest system to go somewhere, find some resources, and make repairs, that kind of thing. And so they happen across this system inhabited by near light speed ships moving around, with a couple of planets having at least outposts on them. And the aliens I made them insectoid, called the WOS, and they are. They're capable of surviving short periods in vacuum. They still need to respire. They still need to breathe, like through their carapaces and such. But they won't like explosively decompress like us squishies would. But they hate it. They don't do it. It's for the lowest classes of their civilization because it's silent, and they have like very strong connections to each other through like harmonics and subsonic kind of humming and thrumming and that sort of thing. Being insectoid, that makes sense. And so only extreme lower class people of their civilization will actually take jobs in hard vacuum because it's silent. That basically drives them insane. Because they won't they can't. Like, we could reasonably be in a spacesuit and have headphones, kind of thing, but their auditory sensors are distributed across their bodies because they have cilia, insects do. They don't have particular eardrums, and so to sort of communicate with each other, it's a full body kind of thing. So anyway, it was a cool concept for a race. They're very musical people, that sort of thing.
Satellite
They're neat.
detected.
Initiative technology. Somebody just sort of put it here. Disturbing. I don't know why. Anyway. So yeah, I think that I'm relatively proud of that civilization that I made. I made a little plot go on there. The players got help from them for building construction, that sort of thing, since the big project they were working on. Anyway, it was neat. One of the interesting things, one of the sort of little bits of temptation that I placed for them was a planet in their system with huge amounts of element zero and huge amounts of bioscience. Extensive bioscience. Basically, the entire planet is a jungle.
Probes launched. Anomaly found.
Basically, the entire planet's a jungle, and that all of the life forms in that jungle are infused with element zero, much like Asari in the biosphere of Thessia. And so what I had was, and basically that the WOS had satellites and stuff, quarantining the place, basically telling everyone keep out. Do not land on this planet. The reason for this was not given. It didn't actually. I don't think I ever wound up telling the party why they weren't supposed to land on the planet. Just that anyone who lands is not permitted to come back. There's something extremely dangerous there. And what was extremely dangerous is a microorganism that is basically a hive mind. Not a hive mind so much as a subconscious connection between all of the organisms on the planet. I was partially inspired by midichlorians in the Force, because if you have like all kinds of cool telekinetic powers and stuff, because biotics, what are you missing to make Jedi? Well, the psychic part. Okay, cool, potentially neat. But then also a little bit inspired by Awa, the planet spirit kind of thing of Avatar. So it was kind of a half and half, those ideas that I plopped down in this system with these WOS that I had come up with, the civilization. They had warships kind of just come over very quickly at close to light speed to warn this strange interloper away from landing here on this dangerous planet and trying to harvest element zero from the weird hive mind civilization that would have probably infected them. And so I had a few outcomes prepared for this. One, they get on there, and they have to basically shoot their way out and either get infected or they don't. If they get infected, then that basically just means that this subconscious sort of semi-psychic connection just starts getting spread throughout the galaxy, their little pocket of the galaxy. Because that's the whole point of what they're trying to do, of what that organism is trying to do, is trying to spread. It works like an infectious disease almost, that links as many life forms as it can sort of infect. And so whenever a ship crash lands, a WOS ship might crash land on the planet or just land on the planet. Immediately they just orbital bombard it and make it so it's impossible for them to take off again and infect the rest of their civilization. They basically quarantine the place. But they want to. Like, anyone who lands on the planet, anyone who gets infected wants to immediately spread it as soon as they can. And so that's like a serious threat to their civilization, but one that they didn't really want to share with a bunch of weird outsiders. Because they, naturally they'd be concerned that these weird outsiders would be like, oh, wait, you can go on here on this planet, and it's like a massive store of element zero, this incredibly valuable resource. Hey, we should just go land there. It'll be fine. We'll take quarantine procedures. And then it spreads. So yeah, that was I think a neat little side plot that I didn't wind up doing anything with, just because my party was smart enough not to try desperately to land on this planet. That they took the danger keep out signs pretty seriously. To this day, I don't know if they knew that. I don't actually know if they knew matter. There we go. To this day, I don't actually know if they knew what was dangerous on the planet. I don't think I told them. I don't think I told them.
Entering atmosphere. LZ in sight.
I think Erica knows. Erica knows everything about my game because I can't keep my mouth shut. Okay. Now, truth and trespass. Go to the meeting point with a Solarian who thinks something sinister is going on. Need to fast travel anywhere? Yes, they're down in the canyon. Down at the far end of that canyon. Let's head down.
Get ready to fight!
I think that's it. Good work.
Shield boost enabled.
Loading ammo!
All right. Oops.
On the move!
What's holster? B, right? Yeah, there we go. Jesus. No, Michael got to stay up late, but now he's finally going to bed. He's not very happy about it.
Think that's it. think that's it.
There we go.
Let's do this!
Give me just one. Okay. All right. I'm all right. Everyone's okay. Michael is just throwing a big old tantrum. Just does not want to go to sleep. Does that sometimes. Wonderful mom's in there with him, but he's still freaking out a bit.
Those are the coordinates we were sent.
In the message about the Salarians?
Let's stay sharp.
What? What in the hell?
Right into it.
Let's look around. They might have left something.
They did leave something. What is this? Capture prisoners for live transport?
From their gear, they were hoping to capture someone.
Interesting.
Probably me. Sorry about that. Though, if you'd broken a sweat, I'd be sorrier.
You sent us the message about the Solarian Ark?
Yes, Major Salin Vaughn, STG, retired, of course.
I mean, Special Task Group, we know this, but Scott has no reason to know this, so.
What's STG?
Special Tasks Group. Back home, we were field agents who gathered intelligence and handled inconveniences.
Proto-Spectres, basically.
The Solarian Union's fixers.
If you prefer. As I said, these days I stick with retiree.
Espionage is a job that follows you home. Or across galaxies.
Until there's nothing for it but to grow a conscience. Let's be frank. There are too many inconsistencies aboard our Ark. They only make sense if someone betrayed us to the Ket. My best suspect is a biologist, Dr. Adden, but the evidence is thin. I need a Pathfinder to verify what I've found, or I risk arresting an innocent man.
Who's Adden? Why would he betray his Ark?
An ex-military biologist from the early wake-up team on our Ark. He claims to be studying the Ket. As for why, I intend to ask him.
Couldn't Reika help you solve this?
I trust Reika implicitly, but I can't say the same for her team. You are obviously trustworthy. If you were involved, you wouldn't have saved our Ark in the first place.
All right, I'm in.
Okay.
How do we
I can
catch
look
a
into it.
traitor?
I only have 2 leads left. Dr. Adden's equipment and a Ket who might be his handler. I need you and your Sam to analyze them. If we show Dr. Adden's in regular contact with the Ket, that would prove he's the one.
What if the evidence doesn't implicate Adden?
If I'm really that rusty, I suppose I'd have to start over from scratch. Remember Dr. Adden's equipment and his Ket contact. This has to be watertight. Good luck.
All right, then. On Vold. Both on Volt. Okay, both on Volt. We can go to Volt. The question is, can I extract from here? No. But I can just fast travel back to the Tempest. There we go. I wish he had told me, like, what had raised his suspicions, like, in particular. That would give me a better idea of what to look for and
Leaving a viral.
why I
Bridge
should
is
be
yours,
suspicious.
Pathfinder.
You know. Alright, I suppose. Ooh. Okay.
Can we talk when you're free?
Yes, but that will trigger the end game, so we're not going to do that just yet. I'm not free yet, I suppose. Twofold! Give me 1 more minute. The delay again. Nico's having a bad day. Should be okay. He's in there with Mom.
Beginning approach.
But, let's see. I might need to step away again at some point. If I do, I apologize in advance, but it's alright.
Fold orbit is steady.
Alright, let's go take care of this, shall we? Switch to... Yeah, let's go black. We'll stand out nicely against the snow.
Approaching the LZ.
All right. Where to? Okay, so his equipment is there. Let's do that first, shall we? Then we'll go check out see if we can find this cat.
That's Techix, according to my map.
All right.
I'm detecting below normal temperatures.
Yeah, I know.
Environmental temperatures are within acceptable limits. Life support at 100%.
Okay. I'm gonna wait right here one last time. I don't know if last time. We'll see. I gotta go check on my boy again. Give me a minute. Okay, he's much better now. A good drenching with holy water did just about the trick.
This must be Dr. Adden's workspace, the one the STG agent is investigating.
Eska, want to chat about this dude?
What you found at John Inc. was amazing, Pathfinder.
Yeah,
Can't
say
wait
hi.
to see what we learn from that intelligence. We could regain everything we've lost. These recent victories against the Kett have opened
Potential,
so
but it's
many
very angry,
possibilities.
so.
Rebuilding, even expansion. There is a place for your people in this, if you desire. I'd like to extend a formal welcome as steward of Techix.
I appreciate your generosity.
I am being practical. Many feel our peoples are stronger together than apart. With the
Absolutely,
fort
love it.
reactivated, the conditions on Vold will improve with time. At least, that is the hope. I will leave you to it then, Ryder. Welcome home.
You called yourself steward. What's that?
I have guardianship of Techix. I ensure its functions, and that its people are safe. Commander Doziel and the Resistance fight the Kett with their weapons. with their fists. Myself and others here, we fight by refusing to give in, by living in spite of them.
Cool.
I won't disturb you further.
I mean, Tatchix is a very small little place. It's basically just a little, like, a little outpost. It's slightly larger than Outpost. It's basically a little small town. Okay, that's...
This equipment has been sterilized with a standard radioisotope. There are trace elements of biomaterial that could be consistent with exaltation pods.
Or they could be leftovers from Adden's experiments.
The agent mentioned a Ket handler, too.
Compromised immune system weakened by overuse of the Taeon. Tracked a respiratory illness. Wait, what's Taeon? Is Taeon their bioelectric field, or is that something else?
You, the Pathfinder. Is it true? Can you talk to the old machines?
Oh, yes.
You mean the Remnant?
I hate that you call it
I'm
that.
no threat to them. Never have been. Tell them to stop hurting me.
I hate that you call them that, because that has a very different meaning in our galaxy.
Why would the Remnant come after you?
I dig for useful things around the pillars. Good tech. Machines always left me alone until now.
You were misinformed. I can't actually talk to the Remnant. Even if I could, I don't think they'd listen.
What good are you then? Thanks for nothing.
Okay. You're welcome, I guess. What's all this then? Skiat. Dumplings. Engine sweet dumplings. Batters, lumpy and runny at the same time. Not sure what's wrong. Sounds like blending. Sounds like a blending or a kneading problem. Now, to be fair, I'm no expert on baking. Almost the opposite, really. I'm very bad at baking. I'm a great cook, but I'm a bad baker. So I'm not quite sure as far as dough or alien equivalent goes, but you know.
Jarl, I've been thinking about the Jardin.
About what we discovered? About my people.
Just making sure you're all right.
It's strange, but I feel a little sorry for the Ket.
Really?
We were designed on purpose and with care. The Ket can only patchwork themselves.
Ket, right where that agent's...
Let's get a scan.
Whee! Oh, ouchies.
Right between the eyes.
If that STG agent was right, this Ket was Dr. Adden's contact.
Giving shield assist.
That's
Let's get a scan.
Cat handler. Comm device, subdermally implanted. Yeah, that's troubling, alright. That sounds like spycraft to me. Certainly non-standard for Ket. Anything else to find around here? Junk.
The temperature is falling, Pathfinder.
Noticed. Alright, well...
Environmental temperatures are within acceptable limits. Life support is back online.
Go talk to Reika, I suppose. Get out of here.
Ryder, could we chat?
Fold orbit is steady.
Sure. Do that first. What's up, Callow?
Ryder, might I borrow your research room access?
What for?
There's a small something I need to take care of. I might need your help, if you could.
Okay.
I'll help if I can.
Suvi, could you take the helm for a little while? I mostly need your authorization to add to the database.
Is that our drive core?
The full blueprint. Only a few are in the system. I had them all by memory. So I drew them out.
Ooh.
Every line, all the specs. Gil will be needing them. I won't.
He'll put them to good use. And it never hurts to have backups.
They were going to scrap the Tempest project. Did I tell you that? Some engineering consultant kept insisting the ship would never fly right. He used a lot of Gil's arguments. I think that's why this hurts. The others died thinking we won, that their legacy was safe, and I failed them.
You showed us the Tempest through your eyes. Why she matters. Even Gil sees it now.
We forget all our technology didn't just appear. Someone invented it. Someone cared.
A lot of people.
And in the end, someone new always takes up the banner and pushes forward. I need the tech officer's sign-off on these schematics. Any thoughts on how to do this?
A little honesty and humility will go a long way.
Gil, may I get a moment of your time?
Just another way of being
I thought we
being that
settled
one
this.
small part
What's
of something
going on?
greater moving forward. You know?
I saved the Tempest schematics for you. It'll be easier with them on hand.
Seeing her drawn out down to the basics, she's kind of beautiful.
Oh, right. You never saw.
Yeah, look at the arc here. That's artistry. And there.
And, you know, Gil has some really good arcs. He has some really good character development. Between this and the whole
Suvi,
having
did
children
you ever
thing.
meet Jen Garson?
I shook her hand once at a fundraiser and then blurted something about wanting to look under her dress.
Excuse me!
I wanted to see how it worked. Prototype smart textile, changing colours in response to sound. And there was also a lot of champagne.
Suvi. Really?
Fold orbit is steady.
Ma'am. Good Lord. I don't think that any of my players are currently watching, but there is a let's just say that there is a related plot line. We're developing minor little side thing, but a related minor little side thing involving awkward lesbianism in our Star Wars game. And if you do want to sing things back, it doesn't involve any of the player characters at all. It involves side characters, and it'll probably come to light at some point what the hell was going on and why. But anyway, that's all I will really say about that. But it is certainly not that awkward. Can't possibly be that. Nothing can be. Not much can be that awkward. Anyway, let's go. Pathfinder Reagan. You know, with a project like this, the Andromeda Initiative, you would think that just merely from a pragmatic standpoint, not even
Nice to see you again.
not even just from the perspective of not even just from the perspective of natural law, but I think that just sort of pragmatically speaking, like I said, you would think that there would have been something like a requirement for people coming in the initiative that they be willing to have children with a member of their own species, just to weed out the voluntarily sterile, let's say. Now that said, I know that actually brings up issues with something else that I brought up, which is priesthood. That an organization or a movement like this desperately needs clerics. If only for spiritual guidance, good lord, and also, of course, for things like the sacraments. But man, tell you what, it's that is not necessarily those aren't necessarily mutually exclusive. Priests marrying is, I think, per se impossible, but married men becoming priests is not. So I think that, again, you can have a special dispensation to have married priests, like in, say, the Ordinariate or in certain Eastern churches, that sort of thing. Have an Andromeda rite, wherein you can have married priests for practical reasons. So I think that I think that even with all of that factored in, I think that a willingness to have children with a member of your own species, maybe it's already accepted because of the fear of Ardeakshi, I suppose, but in general, I think that absolutely should be a requirement for membership in the initiative. If you're going somewhere to establish a civilization,
Ryder.
You need
Grab
people.
a seat.
So afterwards, the cat got twitchy. Took me a while to get back.
The idea of Solarians figuring out exaltation must keep them up at night.
Oh, I hope so.
Figuring out exaltation, huh? Oh, on which note, there's an episode of the Tom Woods show recently with I forget the guy's name, but he's one of the people behind natalism.org. I'll put a couple of links in the description after the fact. But he's pointing out in this interview, which was very good, I recommend it, that the population bust, the massive decrease in population growth across the world, in all parts of the world, to the point where most populations are particularly most Western populations are below replacement rate at this point, and even the places with reputations for vast population growth, say sub-Saharan Africa and Latin America, are their rate of growth is decreasing at an alarming rate. And so there's, I think, unfortunately a very good chance that we're heading towards a huge generational crisis, because, well, frankly, a lot of people are just not having kids, and a lot of it is, he pointed out from the research, and this actually surprised me, that a lot of it is unintentional, that it isn't. It is not that just people are just deciding to have fewer kids or deciding not to have kids. It's just that people are choosing not to prioritize finding and starting a family, but are rather prioritizing other things, and so through prioritizing other things, wind up not having children, uh, basically unintentionally. And so it's not necessarily antinatalism that is primarily responsible, although of course that's certainly part of it, and that's really ultimately what's going on, regardless. But really, it is a kind of prioritization of the self, sort of selfish wants, desires, and needs, especially in prime childbearing age of one's 20s. But then also, in addition to that, it is, like, a large part of it is a sort of this sort of selfishness in one's 20s, but then also this idea that, well, I can just wait, I can just put it off, I can just wait till later, I'll wait till I'm ready, wait till I'm established, that sort of thing, which I think that most parents will agree with this. I don't want to speak for everybody, but I think that this is a pretty common sentiment on the matter. That if you're going to wait to have kids until you're ready, you're never going to have kids. Not going to happen. You're never ready. Right? No one is ever ready to have kids. It is something that you get ready for when it is happening. It's the only way. You can't. It's not something that you can fully prepare for, because it's such a fundamentally transforming experience that you can't become a mother or become a father before you actually are one. You can't become that person until you're in the situation to be that person. But it's not really the kind of thing that you can just kind of gradually get ready for, or you can wait until you're ready for it. You're not going to be ready for it. You're not going to be in a position, whether that's socially or financially or romantically or psychologically or developmentally or anything like that. You're never going to be in a position where you think, yes, I am all set. I'm all ready to have children. Yeah, fine. You'll be 75. And then you won't be biologically ready to have children anymore. The mere fact of the matter is that prime childbearing years, not just for women but for men as well, is in your 20s and 30s. And if you're not well on the way to having a lot of kids, if you're not having kids already by the time before you're 30, you're off on the wrong foot. And I really think that a large part of this is, and I forget the guy's name, but the interviewee was talking about this, that a large part of this is, I think, the prioritization of education and a career early on in one's life, and that causes a lot of women, especially, but men as well, to put off starting a family and having children until later in their lives, and for a lot of people, it winds up being too late. Whether it's too late to have kids for biological reasons, or whether it's just too late to find someone. That can unfortunately happen, and a lot of it as well is just our sort of transition into a more and more online way of living, where we don't just meet up with people, and we don't, the dating scene, if you will, is rough. Let's just say, and I know I have a lot of single friends, and they have a lot of trouble with this sort of thing. So I get it, but and I mean, we have this terrible dismissal of doing something with an eye towards finding a spouse. We disparage the good old MRS degree, going to college to find a husband, which, you know what? Not a bad idea. Never was a bad idea. It's still not a bad idea. That should be, honestly, a priority for more college-age women, and men, for that matter. because I mean, most of the people I know who are like desperate to find somebody and who haven't been able to are post college now, living in the sort of real world. They don't live in that kind of close knit social community where finding a potential spouse is just almost a given. So it's an opportune time, really, being in college. It's kind of an opportune time to find somebody. Don't miss that opportunity if you are in college. Think about that. Put some thought into this. Let's
So you're finding out the Ket's dirty exaltation secrets?
That's the plan. Your star maps
Why
were
though?
helpful, by the way.
You're welcome. Between us, charting the Scourge and Ryder's vault data, the Ket will run out of bolt holes.
I'll send you our latest.
Yeah, but
I'll
they're
take a
wildly
copy
well
as
armed.
Anything to expand the search grid.
Still hunting down the stasis pods.
And finding them. Having a partner AI makes one hell of a difference. I guess I need to train a successor, and figure out how to prepare them.
Better to find your wings as you fly. Worked for us, didn't it?
There's only one way to find out what kind of Pathfinder you are.
Guess so.
In the meantime, we've a serious
Drake
matter
is
to
the
deal
only
with.
original one
The
left.
first vintage bottled in Andromeda. Sent as a gift.
A good thing I brought my flask. Damn, that smells good.
Since we've got a moment to ourselves, shall we toast?
What exactly are we all drinking together? It better not be anything at all other than like water.
To the great adventure, and all the mysteries waiting for us.
Here.
Hydroponics reports oxygen production is nominal.
All right. Gotta chat with Reika about something.
Ryder,
nasty.
always a pleasure. I hear you're assisting Major Salem Varn's investigation into Dr. Adden.
You know
How did you
Salem?
hear that?
I met him once or twice.
You should not have heard
A
that.
remarkable agent, despite his age. Unfortunately, my attempts to aid him have stalled.
What do you make of Salen's theory that someone betrayed your people?
It seems monstrous, but the more I consider it, the more the facts seem to fit. I've tried enlisting ARC leadership, those who woke first, but they've been busy, unhelpful, or both. Perhaps we should get creative.
Okay.
Hey, if we don't break the rules, who will?
One of the ARC officers who woke early, Rand Lon, has an apartment here. If he's too busy to help, you could scan around, carefully, see what you can find.
Alright, let's go for it.
Good to see you.
I go back to habitation. Or I guess the docks, where the apartments are.
Nakmor more to triumphs after a challenge for her title as Krogan Overlord. Following their exile from the Nexus, Jorgul Strux claimed he was the rightful Krogan leader in Helios. But Morta retained her title, defeating Strux in open combat in front of a roaring crowd on Eladin. This is HNS.
I talk to my family every day.
Locked.
I may be able to
Long.
hack this, Pathfinder.
And we're in. Definitely the apartment Reika mentioned. Password protected. Little help, Sam?
Accessing. It contains financial and personnel reports. However, the EM signature suggests data was recently cleaned.
Okay.
Freshly vacuumed.
Traces of dust still remain. Based on the Scourge radiation count, they came from a remote world.
So Rand Lon, or someone in his apartment, went exploring out there.
Powder. Why talcum powder? That's very strange.
There may be additional clues, Pathfinder.
What? What did I miss? Okay, cost benefit. Adjusted for current inflation on the Nexus. From Niost Hearn. MTF, MTQN, MMP. Congratulations, the departure is safe return. From Obed Keln, I appreciate even one reply. 12 invites in 12 days have kept me distracted. I hope these 3 junior staff are still accompanying you. Probably simpler to book space for 12 on the Commons and 4 on the mezzanine, plus 1 just in case. That way, if we need one more place, we're prepared. See you on the 18th. Okay. Automated reminder for Technical Officer Rand Lon. Your prescription's ready for pickup from medical dispenser 2. Auto-generated. What world does this mean? Dust traces.
Scanner is prepped, Pathfinder.
Yeah, but for what? What am I looking for? Oh, hello. Food traces. Okay, not smoked kipper, rehydrated potatoes. I mean, he's eating human food. That's odd. A little odd.
It's been watered recently.
A single fiber is caught on a leaf. It shows traces of novetamine.
What is
a drug?
A neurodepressant reported in some Andromeda wildlife. This plant is not one of them.
Okay, something's fishy. Sam, can you work out which planet the dust on the floor came from?
I have a candidate. No record of any official visit. Once in orbit, I can approximate a nav point.
Oh, what are you doing in my apartment?
You must be Rand Lon.
Yes, you're the one who saved our Ark. What are you doing here?
I'm conducting an investigation about the Solarian Ark. I wanted to check a few things.
Ah, I did hear about this. I was too busy to assist. I suppose I'll have to make the time. What do you need?
I'd like to ask Dr. Aiden a few questions. Do you know him? Or where he is?
Oh yes, Aden's some sort of biologist. We were among the first to wake up. Difficult times. I haven't seen him since the Ark was rescued.
Trying very hard not to arouse his
Salen
suspicions.
Varn mentioned...
Salen? Huh, I see. If the Major's at it again, this makes more sense.
What do you mean?
No, I won't spread rumors. You can go, but I wouldn't break into any more homes on Salen's advice.
If I've been misled, I should hear these rumors.
The Major is brilliant, but he's just been in STG too long. He's been bothering us with conspiracies since he woke up. It's common in retired agents. They can't navigate a world without espionage.
I see.
Look, let's forget this happened. For the Major's sake. Goodbye, Pathfinder.
Still got that planet identified, Sam?
Yes.
Hey, it's Eladon. Which is a weird place to go.
I talk to my family every day.
The Krogan.
They can't believe half of what I tell them.
They were really clear about it.
Interesting. It's actually another interesting point too, though, about conspiracies. That the phrase, I guess, conspiracy theory is a massive psyop. The phrase itself is a psyop, which is ironic given the context of conspiracy theories. But the phrase conspiracy theory didn't show up until the investigation into the murder of John F. Kennedy, the assassination, I guess, of John F. Kennedy. To specifically it was used.
A minute?
No, it was specifically used to discredit deviations from the official narrative, and it was used to discredit them without actually arguing against them. And you'll notice that's what it's still used for to this day. That labeling something a conspiracy theory is a surefire way of just simply dismissing it. It's what some scholars refer to as a thought-terminating cliche. That the whole point of it
We're on course.
is not to raise additional thought or additional discussion, but to stop discussion, to put a halt to any possible discussion. Right? To call something a conspiracy theory is to say that you refuse to discuss it or refuse to entertain it as a possibility. which, of course, if you want to think about things in terms of conspiracy theories, is patently ridiculous, because if a conspiracy theory, just in plain, simple linguistic terms, just means a theory that people are conspiring, that people are planning something or working together to accomplish some goal. That's not outlandish. Being a little more precise, conspiracy theories typically mean that there are powerful people who have a secret combined agenda. Well, yeah. Obviously. That happens all the time. And it's typically, often, at least after the fact, they're even upfront about it. And they're upfront that there was, in fact, what we would reasonably label a conspiracy. Of course, that sort of thing happens. Shouldn't be the least bit surprising. Let's travel partway across Illidan. Illidan's huge. So yeah, I think that that the fact that there are conspiracies. The fact that there are conspiracies really should. Oops.
Pathfinder, this area can be mined for resources. You can
the fact that there are
minerals
conspiracies
via
should
your
mean
mining
that
interface.
should give us this idea that we should be more willing to entertain things that we label conspiracy theories. Because realistically, there are conspiracies. There are conspiracies all the time. There are all sorts of conspiracies where powerful people conspire to do something. They work together with relatively secretive plans to accomplish some clandestine end. Of course there are. Hell's Promise. We're going to that little dot over there. Is that it? Is that where we're going? Looks like it.
Pathfinder, these are the approximate coordinates extrapolated from the Solarian apartment.
No sign anyone was here.
There's sand traps all over. Let's look under the surface.
I mean, take the current most popular example, which that being the COVID lab leak hypothesis or theory at this point. It has come out through declassified email exchanges and things like that, that most people involved at high levels of government, in the NIH and the CDC, were aware of the evidence for COVID having come from the Wuhan Institute of Virology, and that what seems like the majority of them thought that it was the more plausible theory rather than a natural origin, and that the only reason that they suppressed it was for purely political reasons.
Something was here, then dragged that way.
I'm glad we don't have a heat hazard anymore. It's nice. Huh? Where to? All the way up the hill.
Scavengers. Might be trouble.
The trail leads right to them.
Great shot.
I am way too open out here. It's a really bad position. Never mind. I can just snipe every single one of them. It's fine. They are completely out of range for my powers. It's unfortunate, but it's fine. I have a sniper rifle.
Right between the eyes.
Love it. Going down. Yes, take up a position right over your dead comrade's body. Yeah, you too. All of you, just get in line. Such a bad position. Putting themselves right in my crosshairs. Incredible.
Wait. Is that Salen?
Wait, where?
He's alive. Barely.
Pass the Metagel. Let's get him back on his feet.
Hey, there he is. Salen.
Salen, what happened to you?
Salen? Very familiar for our first real meeting.
Not funny, Solarian.
I contacted you, hoping one of my suspects would do something reckless, and unfortunately, he did. I imagine I was supposed to vanish out here while he used my cloak device. Any Salen you met was Dr. Adden in disguise.
What?
Wait, He asked me to analyze leads that could implicate him.
Let me guess. Adden asked you to scan those leads. I suspected the traitor was hiding messages on optical encoders. Those messages were the real proof I needed, but a powerful scanner like yours would wipe them. Adden used you and my investigation to cover his tracks. Canny bastard.
I examined an apartment belonging to a Solarian officer, Rand Lon. The clues there led me to you.
Interesting. That confirms my suspicions. Everything comes back to our ARC. Adden didn't have the clearance to alter logs or affect the nav computer, yet he's obviously guilty. I suspect Adden is the front man for a conspiracy involving the Ket. He's the key to blowing it open.
Okay. All right, I'm on board.
Except Adden got rid of anything we had on him. And I'll bet Rand Lon has disappeared.
Adden. He forgot the dot he poisoned me with. Still in there, with the ballistics intact. Contact Adden, feign ignorance, and ask for a meeting. I'll be there to arrest him.
We'd need somewhere to meet Adden. Somewhere neutral.
There are caves on Kadara that might be suitable.
Send the word.
Kadara? God, we're just going everywhere across this whole cluster, aren't we? Jeez. Alright, well, I gotta get back to the Nomad all the way over that hill. Get out of here. Oh, to Kadara. What is that? There's something up there. I want it. At least the temperature's down to something reasonable. Alright, moving on. We all, I think, at this point, should be vaguely familiar with conspiracy theories turning out to be obviously true in retrospect. The difference, of course, being the degree to which we can be epistemically responsible in coming to such conclusions in advance. And I think in most cases, a lot of cases, maybe not most cases, but in a lot of cases, I think we can, in fact, be perfectly epistemically responsible and come to a reasonable conclusion about things, even if it is contrary to the sort of
Pathfinder, got a minute?
The sort of mainstream narrative. Again, think of the Ladley theory of the origin of COVID is a perfect example of that. Like, I think that there was sufficient evidence to come to a reasonable conclusion that it likely was released, whether accidentally or intentionally or whatever, from the Wuhan Institute of Virology. I think that was a reasonable conclusion to come up with. in advance, even with a sort of without the extensive evidence that these scientists had available to them. Just given that it was a lab studying coronaviruses, including coronaviruses, animal coronaviruses that have the potential to jump to humans, studying with gain of function, something that none of us even knew those words before 2020, but at some point we all sort of learned what it meant, didn't we? Odd what gets into the general zeitgeist. But we all sort of knew that they were studying gain of function. We all knew that they were the lab was studying coronaviruses, and we knew that it was broadly speaking the place where there was it was right near where the first recorded cases were, right? So there was ample reason to suggest that this is where COVID came from. Now, other things like the revelation that it was largely U.S. funded, which is of course absolutely true. It was in fact largely U.S. funded. Then also things like the possibility that it was being developed as a bioweapon. That is unconfirmed, but in a lot of these declassified emails, there is significant speculation that it might be the case that the lab was attempting to develop these this virus in particular and other viruses like it as bioweapons. Now, if you're really looking for a significant, a serious bioweapon, COVID-19 was a very bad candidate because it had an incredibly low IFR. It's incredibly infectious, to be fair, but it has an incredibly low infection fatality rate. It's non-lethal, basically. Which is not what you want out of a bioweapon. So, but it does have some nice things from a bioweapons perspective. It has a long incubation period and high transmissibility, which are two things that you absolutely want in a bioweapon. It's just that you want that third thing, which is a high IFR.
Pathfinder, this area can be mined for resources. You can extract minerals via your mining interface.
Yeah, those are really the three things that you want in a bioweapon. Long incubation period during which the subject is contagious, or the subject, or the infected person is contagious. Yeah, you definitely want that because that way they're more likely to spread it before dying.
Won't help your people, but
I'll take that shot.
Take as many as you need.
This is where we met with ouchies. Isn't this where we met with Sloan and damn, what's his name?
Relaying orders from the charlatan. Fall back to Drawlear base. We have a situation.
The charlatan must be a collective dispatch.
The cave networks in this region are called Drawlear. The base must be close.
Okay. I mean, we know this is the base.
This place is massive.
Detecting high levels of toxic gas. Proceed with caution, Pathfinder.
Hey, I'm always cautious.
Smells even worse in here than it does out there.
Close quarters.
Doctor.
There you are. Did you investigate those leads?
I learned you're a Ket collaborator and a murderer.
Who's one victim short.
So it's true. Old spies really do live forever.
This old spy would punch you if he wasn't carrying evidence in his chest.
I tried to give you a decent burial, Major. There was no time to convince you of our cause.
First of all, our cause? What the fuck? Two, he's carrying it in his... Why didn't you have it removed sometime between there and here? Dude!
Selling your Ark to the Ket makes no logical or tactical sense.
To you, because you lack data. Several of us woke early, prepped the Ark, and then we found the Ket, an unstoppable enemy. So we made a pact. Sacrifice our Ark to the Ket and learn their secrets, so one day we could destroy them along with their exaltation.
Hey, I know how not to get exalted. Get ourselves exalted, you idiot.
Listen, there is an empire of Ket beyond Helios. All-powerful conquerors who will invade us eventually. The secrets we learn could stop our extinction before it begins. Give us our freedom, and they're yours. Don't let this go to waste.
Okay, so a couple of things. First of all, this is basically the appeasement approach. This is honestly what it reminds me of is the Peace Brigade in Star Wars, in the Star Wars EU during the Yuuzhan Vong War. There was a group which turned out to have been started by Yuuzhan Vong infiltrators. Basically, were trying to appease the Yuuzhan Vong in hopes that they would stop their invasion somewhere and take their sort of corner of the galaxy and just be there and then start interacting peacefully, which they had no plans of doing. Of course, they were on a crusade to basically annex the entire galaxy. But appeasing in this way actually does make a little more sense, to try and appease in the short term so you can get more intel so that you can make a more effective counterattack later on. Which, I mean...
What exactly are you offering?
The intricacies of the Ket Empire. Vassals, potential weak points, exaltation secrets.
Which we can't confirm, and you could have pulled out of your cloaca.
We had to sacrifice civilians for this, Major. Will you let that be for nothing?
I want to say let's arrest him and see if we can get the intel out of him. But I don't know if that's actually feasible. This is one of those things where... Okay, let's think this through. He certainly has no further plans. I don't think he has any further plans to continue betraying anyone to the Ket. Almost certainly not. And so he's not really a threat moving forward, not necessarily. He's far less likely to be a threat moving forward, let's put it that way. And so allowing him to go free now and getting this intel, if that is the most reasonable way of getting this intel, it's a good strategic decision. Yeah.
You're despicable. But if your secrets could save us, teach us to fight exaltation, deal.
That's fine. We can always kill him and his buddies later.
The hell with that! He gave them our Ark.
And we saved it.
And Drax,
We're
right.
vulnerable. We can't afford to lose any advantage.
If you trust Adam, you deserve everything you get. If I see him again, you'll have to ID him by his teeth.
Good.
I'll transfer my intel to you immediately.
I have no problem with you killing
is
him.
Entirely in your hands. Thank you for your foresight. You don't know how many lives you'll save.
100. Yeah, I don't like that we let him free. And I'm really hoping that you have the chance to kill him later. Let's take him in later. Alright, ready on the way home. Let's do this. We have an hour left. I think we have time to do this. At least the next stage of it. I don't know if we're going to have time to actually finish everything out. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Probably We'll see. But yeah, throwing away the intelligence that they got would be foolish. Particularly understanding the sort of political structure of the Cat Empire, I think that is going to wind up being very important.
Pathfinder, got a minute?
I do now.
Pathfinder. Just the person I wanted to see. Meridian. Set on a path its creators, disrupted by the Scourge, now lost. An unmanned ship is at the mercy of ocean currents. Now, think of Meridian as the ship, and the Scourge as the ocean. If we can somehow predict the currents and track them, we could figure out where the ocean's taken the ship.
Okay.
That's genius. The Scourge is the sea, moving objects around.
It's not a precise analogy, of course, but it illustrates the point.
Dr. Anwar's suggestion may indeed be our best chance at finding Meridian. The more we know about the Scourge, the better we can predict how it affects the things it comes in contact with.
We'll need better data. Probes for the Scourge, and Garen star charts.
The Initiative made charts of Helios from the Milky Way 600 years back. Perfect baseline.
There we go.
I can compare that to Helios at present. It'll give us numbers, but one set won't be enough.
Sam, what exactly do we need right now?
Readings from within the Scourge itself, collected by probes planted at key points. Once enough data is collected, we'll need Initiative resources for mining and analysis. Once that is done, I can build a predictive model that will recalculate Meridian's path.
We have a plan. Now let's make it work. Everyone's counting on us. Let's bring them home.
Okay, let's probe some clusters.
Now orbiting Gadara.
Where? Oh, they're all over there? Oh, no, I can pick any random 3. Alright, well, let's do it. Well, the one's over here, then. Unless it's going to give me specifics that I need to do. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see.
I'm picking up something.
Intense Scourge activity is common in this area. Might be worth planting a probe.
Okay. Probed!
Data collection probe ready for placement.
It's bright purple. It's bright purple Scourge. That's interesting. Alright, next.
Anomaly on sensors.
This is one of the chosen data collection nav points. We should release a probe.
Or purple.
We've arrived at a Scourge nav point appropriate for data collection.
I don't know why it's purple. It's odd. Sivki. Last one, this'll do.
Anomaly detected. Deploying.
Intense Scourge activity is common in this area. Might be worth planting a probe.
Agreed. Or purple. Always purple. Why is I don't get why the
Data
purple.
collection probe ready for placement.
All right. All the crew. Check it out.
approximating remnant ship dynamics. Sam?
Building predictive model.
Between the remnant city, Meridian, and however the Scourge fits in, pardon my Martian, but it's all weird as shite.
Seems busy up here. Did I get what we needed?
You got us something, all right. The key to it all. In here.
The mother of all navigational aids.
Take that back to the remnant city, find an override, and their ships will fly the same vector as Meridian.
With correction for the Scourge, you'll have its exact location.
The heart of the Vault network. We can do it.
Okay, well, we're in the Civkey system already. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a save file right here. I don't actually know how... I forget how long this ending sequence is. Let's get back to Kaitasira. It's right over here. In system, even. Man, I picked the right systems. And then, I did that completely by accident. I swear I did not do that on purpose. Are these initiative ships now floating around? Alright, let's do it. You may continue exploring Helios before or after the main story concludes. Yeah, let's do it. Let's just do it. I don't know. Maybe we'll have time. I don't know if we'll have time to finish it. Let's bring Jal and Cora. Let's make this... Roll initiative. That one. Cool, let's do it. Let's go! Let's go! Let's finish it up! I think we'll actually have time for this. I don't know. We have 45 minutes. I think so. I believe in us. I don't want to leave just like, you know, an hour left next week. If we go a little late, maybe we'll go a little late. We'll see. Maybe I'll finish this.
Everything looks right, Pathfinder. Find the override, apply that hardware, and the remnant will fly the same vector as Meridian.
And all our work together will pay off. Ready?
Oh yeah.
It's time. And we're due.
Everything we worked for led to this.
Tempest, we're going in. Quiet so far, but something's different.
Orbital scans identified a separate energy grid within the tower.
Meaning?
Defenses here may not be on our side.
Okay, so we got fighting to
145
do.
meters to projected override controls.
Through the door. Eyes open. Remnant, and they don't look friendly.
Understatement.
More incoming. They do not want to give up this space. They're breaking. Keep it up.
There we go.
That was tough. Worse than some vaults.
We must be close to the controls we
That
need.
wasn't that bad.
Let's...
Just two nullifiers. We're not in a very well-covered position. But
One
fine.
last remnant door.
Controls are ahead. Projections suggest multiple launch bays and possible links to Meridian deployment.
Launch bays.
Don't waste any time.
Okay.
It's right there. We just need to apply the override, and the remnant will show the way.
Give me 1 minute. I'll be right back. And then we'll do this. All right, I'm back. Sorry for the delay. All right, so let's do it. Let's go for it. Cutscene.
Sam, everything ready?
All relevant data is queued for uplink.
Right. Let's find a path.
I see what you did there, Ryder.
Remnant ships have lifted off. They're following the override vector.
The Scourge is moving, but they're getting through to something.
Meridian, Pathfinder.
That was really fast.
Is that a planet? It looks constructed.
Can this be correct? The data says it's hollow.
A self-contained seed world. It is the heart of the Vault network, and when reactivated, every connected planet will be affected.
Excellent.
It is the means to make Helios a home, Pathfinder.
This is what we've worked and fought for, and it's only the start.
Congratulations, Pathfinder. A great day for us all.
Sam, what's going on?
I believed you a fitting rival, but you are a false thing, a lie. Once I saw what made you special, your connection. I knew how and when to take it from you. I let you find Meridian, and now I'll use your Sam to weaponize it. All Helios will be exalted, or one by one your worlds will die, starting with Eos. All I need to start is an implant like yours. And thanks to your memories, I know who else has one. Another reason to take the Hyperion.
Yeah, the fact that the cat can just sort of get to the Nexus is very troubling.
Fall to darkness, Pathfinder. You are almost worthy.
Yeah, the fact that the cat can just kind of waltz into the Nexus is really, really dangerously troubling. And again, it speaks to the entire point that I've been making, like, basically every week of this stream.
Keep going. The
Which is
medbay
that
still secure.
I cannot believe...
I wish I knew.
Hello, Sarah.
Sam?
Oh, hey, Sam.
How are you? What's happening out there? They're shooting people.
Cat forces are sweeping the ship. They're looking for you. Sarah, the Pathfinder needs your help.
This is crazy. He's closing on Meridian.
The Archon has severed my link to your brother's implant. If basic function isn't manually restored, he will die.
What?
Sarah, please, proceed to Depot K4 to secure a weapon.
God damn it.
Quick, get a
Contact,
gun.
Sam. Come on.
The Archon isn't stealing the Hyperion. He wants you and me. Your implant is the same as the Pathfinder's. He'll use us to control Meridian, and your brother will die.
The Archon.
That's interesting, whatever that means.
Will kill him?
No, losing me will.
What? Sam?
Hostiles are ahead, Sarah. You ready?
Phalanx. Nice pistol, by the way. It's a good pistol. I like it.
I am sorry I can't help you fight. I took over too much of your brother's implant, and losing me will kill him.
So when the comms dropped, he did too?
Hurry, Sarah.
Oh my god, this is terrible. Die already! Oh man. Sarah is not well equipped for this. Oh my god. She can carry one grenade! Oh! I can't upgrade her! Oh my god, this is horrible.
Look out! Sarah, shoot them!
Okay, you too, please.
you're fighting to the comp override? You can't!
I know. Sam isn't making sense.
No, I mean take the access route. If the Pathfinder's in trouble, that's all we need to hear.
All right, Captain. Maybe you can help. You're much better at this whole shooting thing than Sarah. This once again reinforces my decision
Hold
to pick.
them!
Oh
Sarah
God!
needs to get to that maintenance access.
Dunn, you can't keep this up.
Then make it quick. Get to the QEC. God damn
It
it!
really
get
reinforces
going.
my choice to play
Sam,
Scott.
Dunn won't last long. What's the plan?
Manually send a reboot signal. It will reset your brother's implant.
Like a factory reset.
To restore the functions I shouldn't have taken. With luck, his heart will not have stopped.
Do you mean luck or hope?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Okay, we're here.
One pulse, Sarah. That's all the Pathfinder needs.
And it probably alerts the Archon. He'll know where I am.
I am sorry.
Me too, Sam. Me too.
The hell kind of gun is that? Interesting gun. All right, let's do this.
It won't open! Open!
Tempest, the Pathfinder is down. Come in.
Ryder. Thought we lost you.
The Hyperion's dark.
I'm okay.
Sam with it. We need to get back.
Wait, no. That door is remnant. You need Sam.
We need to get back.
Don't. It's hurting you. We'll find another way.
We need to get back.
I mean, I can theoretically do it, presumably because the sort of neural pathways have been sort of, I don't know, trained by Sam here.
It's moving.
Like I know what I'm doing.
Crazy, are you sure you want to continue?
I can do this.
There's no real other option.
Look ahead. Can you go on?
To the Tempest. We have to move.
I mean, Sam was just doing it through Ryder's neurons anyway.
Come on.
We're here, Tempest.
I got him. Hey!
Pathfinder! Kit took down the comms and hijacked the Hyperion.
I know. The Archon's been planning since his flagship. He used me.
Get Lexi on standby. Ryder needs treatment for something.
Shite! We're getting reports from everywhere. All remaining Ket ships are on the move.
It's all the Archon. If he takes Meridian, he'll destroy worlds. Starting with Eos. He thinks he's won.
Pathfinder. It kind of feels like he has.
This is like a sort of catastrophic
There you
negative turn of things right near the end.
You need to stop doing this.
Nice to see you too. News on the Ark?
Still headed to Meridian with a small flotilla. You got
Because
the
so
last
much of
signal
this
before the
game has
Archon locked
been
it down.
like from a very early low point
Wait,
to gradually getting better and better and better and better.
Jerk. With what?
So like it starts off in a really bad situation and it just gradually builds, getting better and better and better and better and better, always slightly ahead of the Ket. And now things start to turn the other way, just suddenly flip over, turn the other way. And so what this winds up doing is it places the stakes at everything that's built up until now. We're about to either have all of those advantages flipped over and given to the bad guys, or we're about to win. Right? We were about to win anyway. Now it's either finish winning or the bad guys now finish what we started. it's a good way of generating conflict in a way that's still this kind of driving forward pioneer spirit of constantly doing better and better and winning and winning and winning gradually, and then still have high stakes at the end. I think that this actually does work. I think that this works as a plot. I've been a little skeptical about this in the past because it does feel like a very sudden change in stakes, and the Archon never really felt like a threat. But now somehow, I mean, obviously, he sort of drew in the protagonists to the point where our victories all along the way can be turned against us if we don't beat him now, which of course we will.
He has Sam, he has ships, but I am still able to do something.
He's got the Hyperion. That's how many thousand hostages?
How many worlds does he destroy if we don't move?
And how many do we save if we get ourselves killed?
Well, we have to do something, right?
I know, but the Tempest is one ship and she isn't even armed.
Which is really stupid. But alright, moving on. Now that's a ship. I assume it's an armed ship. Because the Jardin weren't stupid. Unlike the Initiative, who are stupid. I mean, it's not that big, actually.
You did an impossible thing.
It's
Can
like
you keep
frigate
that up?
size.
Have them fight for us?
Ket are tough, but Remnant hit hard.
The promise of that could inspire others to join in, across the cluster.
We have a for real shot at this.
Rally the troops for a last stand.
We're not throwing anyone's lives away, but the Remnant give us a chance worth taking. Right?
Right.
Every one of you has people in Helios you care about. We need them with us. Not to throw at the Archon. I'll make the Remnant do that. We're fighting for the lives we've built. That only matters if there's someone left to live them.
The victorious development on that amazing opening theme. Ah, oh, so good. So good. Why am I wearing
You've
this?
inspired everyone, Pathfinder. They'll be ready. But I need to talk. Please meet me on the bridge.
Okay. Somehow face the Archon's fleet. Why am I wearing this? Why am I wearing the Under Armour body glove? I mean, I guess because we're right in the middle of stuff. Fair enough. Fair enough. Let's do it. Oh wait, no, wait, no. Let's talk to everybody else briefly first. I think, right?
Gil and I have got everything wired together. He says it's like butter.
Of course it is.
I think that's good.
Okay, never mind. Everyone's just gonna say standard line. So let's go. Let's do it. Let's do this. If we ever do want to come back to this, by the way, for like extra bonus material stuff, you can. The game is 100% built to be able to finish additional content after the end game.
You really inspired them. And here I was thinking you saved your best lines for me. We've got Asari Huntresses ready. 1,000 cuts will slow the Ket down. You know I have to be the voice of reason out there. But for you, I'm whatever you need. Because I know you're hurting.
I've got this. But in case something happens, I need the person I trust most at my side.
Always.
There it is.
It is beautiful, isn't it? This weapon, it created life, and yet only I see its full potential. and I even have the means to achieve it. Using you. I saw you from my flagship in the Pathfinder's memories. You have an implant and a connection. And with that connection, I'll take Meridian. And then Helios will surrender or burn.
He'll get nothing from me. My brother will stop you.
We'll know soon enough, because your Pathfinder is already here.
That is a nice fleet.
You
See, this is what we need. This is it. We needed this. We needed an actual navy.
You okay?
He's crazy. If we don't submit, he'll use Meridian to kill everyone. That's why he took me and
You
Sam.
say that as though I should feel guilty. Exaltation is a gift. Those who can't see that deserve to die. You still command Remnant, but that began with the SAM and the implant. And now I have both. I no longer need you, Pathfinder, but since you insist on interfering, I'll give you my full attention.
I mean, if that is something like full Ket fleet, realistically, a single fleet of any of the Milky Way navies would easily wipe the floor with them. I mean, to be fair, it is just a small sort of expeditionary pacification force.
That's
But-
more than we thought.
We've got this.
But an actual fleet of Milky Way warships would rip through that fleet.
Rock in a hard place. Ryder? Ryder!
When your back's against the wall, if you can't run from it, use it.
Stop running. And use it.
Why are you
Calvin, how close can you edge the Scourge?
Too close? Why?
I just realized the Remnant are pulling our best chance at winning this. It was something my dad said. Never mind. Just get us in close and trust me.
Now, isn't there some, very serious potential that the Scourge will come and destroy Meridian? That should be a real concern. 'Cause there's kind of a lot of it.
So glad to see that stuff.
Get the Hyperion. I've tied up your fleet, Archon, and you're not outrunning me in Hyperion. There's no point in continuing this.
You wish to force my hand? So be it. Unlike you and the Pathfinder, I do not require an implant. I have yours. You've made this much more difficult, Pathfinder, but not for me.
We do have some number of friendlies following us in, I presume. Yeah, we'll gosh, 135. We have time. You know what? If I go a little late for the last stream of Mass Effect Andromeda, that is fine. I will take a little extra time. It's, oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Sorry, gravity's inverted.
An architect.
Can't see the Hyperion. Extrapolating from last known position.
It wasn't built for landing. We'll beat it down, like it or not.
Wherever the Archon goes to ground, that's where we're heading.
Hot drop in 5, 4, 3.
And nice. This reminds me a great deal of the hot drop on
Holy.
Damn. On
Pathfinder, I've arranged a distraction while I find Meridian control.
God, what was it called?
Pathfinder
The
is snapped
near
in. That's
end
why we lost
planet
it.
Looks like maneuvering thrusters only.
In Mass Effect
The
1.
Archon's betting we won't chase him with the Ark at risk.
We'll guard the Hyperion.
Kandros, who's with you?
The whole damn cavalry. You know I can't resist a party.
We hold the castle.
Ah,
You secure
excellent.
Meridian.
Let's find the Archon.
Wait, are those fighters? Those look like tridents. Were those actually trident fighters? Because if so, I feel ripped off that they haven't been around before.
He's taken them.
Captain Dunn?
The core is lit up like Christmas, but Sam isn't talking. I think the Archon... Shit, I don't know what he did, but he has Sarah. Whatever Meridian can do, he'll try to take it.
Just focus on flying.
Can we just have that architect fight some cat for us? Because those things are pretty beefy. Yeah! No, those are tridents. Oh my god, I cannot believe we had fighters.
Captain! Captain, what is it?
And they weren't being
Keep
used
pushing,
until
go.
now. I never noticed that until now. Until this playthrough.
Not the Hyperion.
Kenner deploying to defend the Archon. Get in close.
Yeah, all of the times I've played
tactics,
this game,
Kandros.
I have never noticed that there are actual,
The big
like,
ship can't fire on you.
human
Not sure we have
initiative
a
fighters.
choice.
Now, why there aren't also those Turian... Turian, what are they called?
Sorry for the mess.
Structures ahead, Pathfinder, and major energy signals. I'm no Sam, but that's got to be some kind of control.
What are they called? Vipers, I think? The Turian ones?
We go through on foot.
Ah, great.
Archon will not be allowed to take Meridian.
The Archon must be inside already.
He'll use Sarah to make Meridian a weapon. We can't let that happen.
Whatever, let's keep moving.
Ket dropship, heads up.
Your own reinforcements on site, Pathfinder.
The Resistance is with you. Always
Nice.
up for the adventure. Or whatever this is.
Ooh, okay, that's all more or less taken care of.
Wait, that Kit ship has lost data shielding. Pathfinder, it's the Primus, the Archon's second.
She's shooting a lot for someone who offered to bargain.
Flying low. This deal has been loaded from the start.
I'm fine.
Send the kill code. We'll deal with the Primus later.
Kill code deployed. Main thrusters on the Primus' ship are failing.
She gets to look like she was sabotaged, and we get an easier run.
I'm not gonna bother looting.
We don't regret this.
I mean, whatever. We're gonna have to kill her anyway at some point, but I don't see a downside to doing it this way. Woo, nice shot, whoever that was. Somebody leaning out a door with a missile launcher. Oh my god. Not even a missile launcher. That's a what is that? Salesh? Oh man, Kandros is one of the fighters. Oh, very cool. Very cool. Rude. See, that's another thing that I really want to see. Like, especially because EA just did incredible things with Star Wars Squadrons. I really want to see a game that's very much like that. That is like a Mass Effect fighter sim, like during the Reaper War, or during the First Contact War, or during
Understood,
during
Pathfinder.
the war that follows this, the war with Ket, or anything. Like I really want to see a Mass Effect fighter sim. Because first of all, because I absolutely love the what's it called, the B-19.
Tempest, we're going in after the Archon.
The Trident, whatever the Trident or the
Energy spike. The Archon is doing something
the successor ship to the Torrent.
Standing by. Sarah may need
Or the Trident.
attention.
B-19 Torrent is a Star Wars starfighter. It's the clone, the Grand Army of the Republic clone tri-fighter.
Krogan are Kroganing the hell out of the Ket, Pathfinder.
We're pulling together, can you believe it?
It won't matter if the Archon gets control and blows up worlds.
That hasn't left my mind for a moment.
Ket are on a rally. Call out. Can we hold them? The Resistance is with you.
You ready?
You know it.
Here to fight by our cousin.
Together!
Let them breathe through this!
Too lean for this, Pathfinder. We risk being more distraction than help.
Understood.
Jesus.
Dropships inbound.
So are we. Do we have the ability to assist?
We live through this, all debts are paid. I've run this simulation. Target as directed. New Tachanka representing. Let's go.
Numbers say fire. Target the dropship.
It's quite the fight. Why am I looting? I need to stop looting.
Deploying everyone available, Pathfinder.
Not strictly true.
Save the pedantry for the victory party. We're clear, but we need to regroup.
Keep going, Pathfinder. We'll show up the real.
Need ammo. Moving on. Let's keep going. Man.
Getting crowded up here. With me.
Man,
I owe your Pathfinder and pay my
life.
debts.
Those pillars don't seem structural. Is this all Meridian?
We thought the Scourge hid other planets. But how many link through here?
Wow. Man, this is very cool. Moving on. Keep going. Keep pushing.
Pathfinder, the best of the Parchero are with you.
Glad to have you.
There's nowhere else we should be. Ascendant, focus on the shield generator. We can stay with you, Pathfinder, until the area is secure.
Okay. I'm gonna no, I'm gonna switch back.
Pathfinder, multiple system failures on the Hyperion.
Damn it. Done. Done. Is there anything we can do?
Stay out of our way. There's no pulling up.
What are you doing?
This is the captain. I need everyone to cryo. Go. 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 I'm rerouting power to all medbay inertials. I can give us one shot.
Okay, what is she gonna run into?
Get me close enough and I'll biotically shield the bridge.
The sleepers take priority. All hands brace. And it's been an honor to serve.
That is actually, I think, one of the things that makes a huge difference is that if you don't choose Sarissa to stay the Pathfinder, then I don't think Dunn survives because she's not there to biotically shield the bridge.
Captain Dunn? Captain Dunn!
Still here, Ryder. Cryopods intact. Give the Pathfinders my thanks. And the Archon? The tip of your...
Also, if you just don't do Korra's loyalty mission, if you don't find the Asari Arc, she dies. That's actually, that is
Everyone
one of the
listening?
things where there are a lot
That
of...
landing means humanity's staying long term.
Awesome.
And this just became a fight for the home front.
No argument, Ryder.
There are actually a lot of...
Pathfinder, you take that message.
a lot of
straight
those
to the
things that
Archon.
are sort of dependent on what missions you
Do
do.
these Ketch know how committed we are? Can they understand their misfortune?
Hey, a fiend.
Control,
No mistakes.
Ascendant, focus on the shield generator.
Oh, jeez.
Going to safeguard arc systems.
Be gentle. It's been a long ride.
No.
Shoring up defenses, Ryder. You okay up there?
We are secure for the moment.
How deep can we go before we're back in space?
I guess we'll find out.
Do it. Secure the adaptation matrix.
The Archon. Does he know he's broadcasting?
He's in Sarah's head. We're connected. Remnant, but not attacking. The hell?
It's pointing, guiding us.
That can't be the Archon.
Sarah, isn't it?
Everyone see that? Doors closing?
Someone's hurting us. Might be the Archon.
I don't think so.
Who else would it be?
I don't think so.
More doors.
I don't think it's the Archon.
Sarah's found a way to help?
I think so.
Ryder,
Or
using
Sam.
Remnant hurts you.
Prepare to repeat the cortical stimulus.
Get out of my head!
You are.
Could also just be Sam.
I will use your connection.
God damn it!
This is unsettling.
Our home's parked on the surface. We can't stop now.
No choice. Let's go.
If I remember the final boss fight right, which is coming up very soon, by the way. If I remember it correctly,
it's amazing.
Vanguard is absolutely the best profile for it.
It feels familiar somehow. Should it?
Ow. I mean, it looks like a vault.
That unnerves me.
We can't let the Archon take this. Touchdown. And ahead, Meridian Control. A long time coming.
600 years. Ready, Pathfinder?
It's a gateway to everything we've been chasing. Never been more ready.
Yes. I feel it.
The connection is ready. I can feel it. There. Meridian. The network. So close.
We need to move. Come on.
I'm running! I have biotic charge. Why can't I just, like, warp over? Right.
It arrives. This attempt to rival me is no longer amusing, Pathfinder.
Hey, Scott. Get my clues?
How you feeling, Sarah?
Is this what you do? It hurts a lot.
So determined, but so pointless. Your connection serves me. I know how it works. The mind is trained to think like the Remnant creators. In this case, painfully. But I'm content to let her bear that burden. Whatever gives me Meridian. I will transcend what you pretend to be.
You're out of time. I've matched you every step. You've failed, Archon. You're the pretender.
You learn by accident. I am the genetic inheritor of 1,000 species. No more mercy. Kill them all.
He's still using Sarah's implant.
Can they survive throwing this much power?
I only care about one of them.
Whoa!
I'm clear, but you've got to stop him!
You will beg for exaltation.
We got company!
Taken care of. Okay.
Oh, no. He's Shit, he has access!
I can see the network. They were architects of life. You commanded nothing.
I made the cluster livable for thousands.
No. You have led your people to their deaths.
Yeah, this is that sort of narrative structure that I was talking about. It's very cool.
Scott! The Archon's pulling too much power!
Little busy.
It's all going straight through him! Shut down the interfaces, he'll have nothing to draw! You'll take Meridian out from under him!
We play this smart. I know it hurts, but you have to call out where to interface. Get me targets. Everyone get that? We're shutting the Archon down.
This is a really good way of having a
Nav marked for one of his main power draws. Get there. I'll try to expose it so you can interface. Hurry!
Oh, jeez.
I've had enough. This ends now.
Hit them all on the way. No stopping.
It's the interface. Oh, jeez.
I've already surpassed you. You're pathetic.
Where's the interface?
Hit them all on the way. No stopping.
There we go. There we go. Okay.
The Archon's fighting me. I don't have your practice.
This is just the start, Pathfinder.
Sam?
I'm still restricted, but the more remnants you destroy, the more fractured the Archon's attention.
Hold position, kill remnant. I'm on it.
Sam? Weakness?
The armored head, Sarah.
Shields open, fucker!
What's the company? Because we're bringing everything to this
You
fight.
pushed too far. Now you'll pay. I'll crush you with your own toys.
There we go. Go away. Whew.
Got it exposed. Lock it down, interface now!
Power relay is down. Give me another target.
There! The Archon's pulling power on the other side!
Let's go. The nav is across a gap. We need a bridge.
Oh, okay.
Trying, but
I will not suffer this insult.
find an interface!
Wait, wait a minute.
On it.
Where's the interface? There it is. Okay.
Got it. Heading to the relay.
Oh, come on.
Hit them all on the way. No stopping.
Exaltation is too good for you. I rescind the offer.
Okay, another giant chasm. Okay. Where?
If you cannot be leashed, I'll burn it all around you.
Hit them all on the way. No stopping.
There is no world that will hide you. No escape.
Another gap. I'm not seeing an interface.
Hold there! We'll try and raise the platform.
Are you sure?
No? But we have to win this!
Your initiative will be ash, and it will be your fault. You made this necessary. Your defiance earned this.
Yep.
Your people will beg, and there will be no mercy. I will end this in fire and blood.
I've got it! I...
It will be like you never came.
Sarah, are you okay?
Never existed.
You need to hurry, Pathfinder. We're all straining.
Oh boy.
Hit them all on the way. No stopping.
You earned this. Every life lost is on you.
I'm in range. Expose the relay.
I'm trying.
We've almost got it. Don't give up.
I'm not done yet. Hold there.
You think you're special?
All the fun?
We have exalted countless species.
Hey, the rest of my squad. Roughly speaking. Oh! Stop it!
Got it exposed. Lock it down. Interface now.
There we go.
Relay down. Tell me me how to bring this all home!
One more. Just... one.
Sarah! Sarah!
We are out of time, Pathfinder.
Nabs ahead. Take them all out.
Where is ahead? This way? God, it's on the other side of the map. Nope, not that way.
This is not the end. I have the network.
Okay, last one. Here we go. Whew! He's good. The Archon basically just got overloaded. There we go. Stupid little doodad, too.
Pathfinder, Meridian is online.
And so is our connection, I take it. Hey! Check it out. I think that means it just cleaned up the waters of Kadara. Might have even calmed down the volcanoes of Aya. Should hope. In the process, at least.
They're broadcasting everything. You had me scared, but you always deliver.
Whatever we face, I'll always come back to you. We made it.
All right. I'm gonna skip this because I'm also fairly certain that the end credits music is copyrighted for some reason. I hate when they do that. There's a little bit left to do. I do want to finish up the post-game stuff. He's going to come back with a vengeance. Oh, unless there's not a sequel, which would be unfortunate. So disappointed. I want there to be a sequel so bad. Again, maybe the next Mass Effect game will tie this in. I really hope so.
Hey, Sarah.
I'm getting too used to this. How long?
Weeks. Relax. You haven't missed much.
The Ark and the Sleepers, they're safe in the sphere?
You better like where we parked, because it's home now.
The Sleeper's Wake to an amazing view.
We did it, Dad. What about your implant and Sam?
I am once again helping the Pathfinder activate Remnant. Our connection has been restored to normal.
Normal. You need him again?
I need Sam to make it easier. I was adapting, but damage was being done. We need to be careful, Sarah.
The Nexus leaders are waiting, Pathfinder.
Duty calls. Better not keep them waiting.
It never ends.
All right, so there is some... Wait, contagion. Confront the Rokar leader. What? Okay, epilogue. It's well after midnight. What I think I'm going to do is I'm not going to finish the epilogue now because it's really long. There is actually a lot that needs to go on here. And so what I think I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to record this separately or something like that and just throw it onto the playlist. Something like that. And then we're going to start a new game next Monday, which incidentally happens to be my birthday, by the way. So happy birthday in advance. That'll be next Monday. We'll be starting a brand new game next Monday for my birthday stream. I'm gonna be with you guys, presumably, unless somebody else has plans for me, which is possible, I suppose, but we'll see. But I am planning on being here with you guys next Monday as well. And we're going to start a new game. We're gonna start probably Jedi Fallen Order. That's my plan for right now. That's my tentative plan. I could change my mind still. You could change my mind still. If you'd like to change my mind, please do let me know. Let me know on the Discord. Let me know on Facebook. Let me know somewhere what you'd like to see. I'd like to kind of keep it in the realm of vaguely science fiction, but we'll see. With Kingdom Come Deliverance also probably wrapping up this week. Excuse me. That does mean that we're probably going to be starting another new game next Wednesday as well. So, new things coming, new games coming. I am, like I've mentioned, I'm thinking about starting to stream on Kick. Starting with this next couple of games, presumably next week. I might do one here, one there. I might multi-stream if that's feasible. I don't know. I got to look into the technical aspects of it. Let me know if you have any thoughts on the matter as well. Feel free to let me know. I would like to see how that goes, how that works. Anyway, though, that's been Mass Effect Andromeda. Like I said, I really like this game. I really do think that it does not stand up in any way to the Mass Effect trilogy. However, I do think that it stands up to Mass Effect 1 insofar as it is a kind of new stepping off point that never really got stepped off from. That's the really disappointing part about this game, I think, is that it had a really crappy launch, and because of its really crappy launch, it got a really bad reputation. It got memed to death, and it never got the love and attention that it really needed and deserved. It really needed it, that's for sure, but it really deserved it too. And so maybe you can hold out hope that the next Mass Effect game, or next, or whatever it might wind up being called, will wind up integrating the story from Andromeda. I'd really like to see that. I don't know how. I don't know if I trust them to do it well at this point. But hey, it's something to look forward to. Anyway, thank you all so much for joining me on the stream. I had a wonderful time. I do love this game, despite all of the silliness that we've yammered about. But anyway, thank you all for joining me as well. I hope you had as good a time with this as I have. It is getting exceptionally late. I am going to, like I said, put together either a video or a short live stream at some point or something, just going through the epilogue, chatting with all of our squad mates, chatting with all the side characters, making a few final decisions that may or may not matter going forward, going through some in-joke emails from like people sending congratulations, stuff like that. I do enjoy the epilogue for this. There is stuff to talk about in there, whether that's philosophical or not, we'll see. But like I said, I am going to either put a video out, just record it, or I might do a short live stream sometime other than my standard times. So anyway, that's all we got for Mass Effect Andromeda, pretty much. Aside from that last little ending that I'll do after this at some point. time to move on. So, thank you all one more time for joining me. If you like what I'm doing, want to help me continue doing it, and if you want to help contribute, help me develop my my system, my computer, anything like that, help contribute, feel free right down there at ko-fi.com/Professor McCoy. I appreciate every little bit you can contribute. It really does help. And anyway, in that case, I'll see you on Wednesday to finish up Kingdom Come Deliverance, at least hopefully. And then next week again, for my birthday on Monday, for starting a new game, probably another Star Wars game. And then Wednesday for starting another game, something else. So, thank you all again. Good night, everyone. It's been good. Remember, don't be safe, be well. More importantly, be good. Good night.